Hey guys, we got some stress positions to work out. Why am I doing stress positions that could possibly harm me? The same reason I know how to. What about something from wrestling? Reasons. And reasons. A stress position is painful, but those are just as painful. Right? I mean, you could go to, federal academy or get into academy or, get into more training and stuff like that. And then you learn how to use pressure points. There's one right here, matter of fact. If you press on it really, really, actually, I'm not going to do that. Kind of hurt. So, that means, if you know what a pressure point is, roll over for me. Pressure point. Pressure point. And pressure point. A stress position is a position where you're straining your whole body. Like you'd see some people, I guess you could say, that just lock up their legs. Does it hurt? No, not really. Do submissions hurt? Yes, because they apply pressure on your joints. So obviously, yes. Do wrestling moves hurt? Depends on the wrestling move. Most of them are pins, which are not, they're not made to hurt. They're just to keep you in one place and make you extremely, extremely, extremely uncomfortable. However, stress positions are different. Here's an example of one of them. You can do this with me as well. I don't know how well you're going to do it, but you'll be fine. Usually flexible people are able to do this pretty easily and without any stress. Step 1, put your legs together. Step 2, put your hands behind your back or behind your head, and you just simply crouch down to feel very, very, very uncomfortable. I guess you could apply this to a horse stance, but a horse stance is a stress position rather than I guess you could call this torture, but it's not talking while doing this, and honestly, my knees weak, arms spaghetti. I can't rap. This isn't so bad. Oh, never mind. Okay, I can't do it. Oh, I feel lightheaded. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Blacking out? Passing out? Another one that they don't really show you is, how do you do it? Your cranium is gonna hurt. Yeah. Huh. That's not so bad. Like I said, it doesn't hurt, it's just very uncomfortable. Interesting. Maybe if I put a pillow here, it would hurt less. But I guess that defeats the purpose. You're wondering, how do I know it's uncomfortable? Well, you don't want to know. It doesn't really affect you if you're flexible. I'm having a good time. A great time. I don't think any of that is torture. Because torture is supposed to, hurt. What I experienced is just very, very uncomfortable. Will it hurt after a while? Probably. will you live it? Yeah, I have no doubts. To be honest, most of them most of them probably won't even, hurt you to the point where you need medical help. It's just very straining on your poor body because sadly, I hate to say this, but we're just a bunch of fleshy people. I'm gonna move on. By the way, when coming to stress positions, it does well with practice. That it does help with your physical, mental, emotional part of you. There's one thing I did learn. When I was back in hip hop, there was one foot pattern that I actually liked, and that was when you do that. Does it hurt? No. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Now you must be wondering, Aura, wait, are you saying that you have more power when you're... Is there any power without feeling pain? My answer is, that doesn't make sense. But my answer is, you don't feel powerless. You just feel wide open. Doing this in front of an officer or someone trying to arrest you and being stuck in his position for a long period of time, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but you could still go. You get the idea. Are you wide open? My face is wide open, so yeah. Yeah, this is not a position I want to be in. Does that make me powerless? No, because usually when you have your hands behind your back, you can usually use your legs. That is, if you know how to use legs. But then again, they're just going to tack you to the ground. Then, I guess you could just shift your body weight. Does that work? Will it work? I don't really know what they usually do to you, but if I'm at this position, I'm pretty sure I could just... That wasn't so hard. If you had your legs tied together, I guess, you can still move around. You're not powerless. You can still move around. You can worm around. Prop yourself up onto something and stand up. As I get carpet burn. By the way, I don't think you should do this when you're being, arrested or anything like that, because that's usually bad. Usually, these holds and positions and stuff are supposed to wear you down. But like I said, they don't make you feel powerless. They make you feel wide open. Like you're not under control. You're not forced. You're just wide open. You're more capable of doing things than you think you realize. The only reason it would feel unescapable to that point of, being on the ground with your hands tied behind your back, the only reason I could think you could be scared is because there's 5 different men on top of you as you try to get up. But that's called resisting. And resisting is bad. So when you resist, you get tased. So try not to resist. Can you resist? Yes. Should you resist? No. It's pretty much the answer I have. Now, I don't know about you, but these all seem to be pretty accurate. Either I don't know what I'm doing. I'm either doing it wrong or doing it right. Or just doing it my own way and I don't even know what I'm doing. But I get the premise. And I feel like it's just more uncomfortable than painful. Now, when I did hip hop, they taught me something crazy. Pad on the ground, right? So They wanted me to arc my body upwards, which I can only describe as, God, I'm gonna feel so old. So you're resting your, like this, and you go up, resting your side of your head on the ground, and you're posting upwards, like that. How is that a move? I have no idea. It's supposed to make a diamond. Your legs are supposed to form a diamond. Will this work in a fight? No, it just looks cool. It's no different from a kip up. I do better when I add more energy. What I'm saying, this position isn't painful. It's kind of hard to do when you don't really have balance. Like, none at all. Huh. Is there anything I missed? Well, movement is usually key in life. So, whatever you're doing out in the world, or no matter how you stand, it gets really, really wild, man. It gets really wild. I've been in every position you could probably think of, and I could still go. It was uncomfortable. It's more better if you're flexible, actually. What does this have to do with fighting? Well, it just means that in martial arts, you're defending yourself, right? But sometimes you have to, like, restrict your opponent. But because stress positions and the things I've done exist, it just means that you don't have to restrict the opponent yourself for it to work. Usually when they restrict themselves, it does the same thing. You could also restrict yourself because of it. I don't know what you prefer, restricting yourself or someone else restricting you, especially when on a physical level. But that's up to you to decide. But for right now, I'm going to call it a day. Have a great day.